And welcome back to Open Your Eyes on this lovely Thursday morning. We're about to venture off into our second segment for the morning. It is the 19th, I think I'm getting that correctly. X1X simply means 19. Central American Beach Volleyball Championship, right? This weekend is definitely one to reckon with because our boys will be representing us. It's going to be a wonderful time. Now, in to tell us more about it is Byron Codd, one of Belize's top players. Belize Team. We also have Edgar Martinez, who is a player as well. Juan Carlos Perdomo, Profe for Belize.
Teacher.
Welcome.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
This guy. He's rocking his shades.
Oh, yeah.
So we're on the
He's
beach right
bringing
now.
the entire Cuban flavor.
Yes. So guys, good morning once again and welcome. We are ready and set for this weekend. How are you feeling going into this weekend, guys? Tell us.
The excitement is building. We go into our tournament mode today.
Yeah.
We go into our hotel and everyone is under the same condition. So we have teams from Costa Rica that arrived yesterday, and all the other teams arrived today.
Nicaragua arrived this morning.
Yeah. So
we have all Central American countries
except Panama.
Panama.
Yeah, they had to come out the tournament because of financial constraints.
Last minute.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, but all the rest are going to be here.
Yeah.
Some with multiple teams. And Belize is hosting as well as fielding 3 teams, 2 males, 1 female.
Right.
All right, Bryton. We've talked to you after your last travel for beach volleyball. How ready are we for this weekend?
I think we're more than ready. We've gotten the exposure that's necessary for us to compete at a very high level.
Yeah.
The last time Francis and I went away, we competed toe-to-toe with USA. And the same USA team defeated Guatemala's #1 team that's coming. So we're pretty confident that we could take these guys. And we've been practicing every day with the Profe and our other teammates as well as the women. So we know that we're ready for this tournament this week.
This definitely is a tournament to reckon with. Over the past few, actually since the start of the year or last year, we've been hearing about tournaments. So Belize, we're actually getting that. We're actually getting to that spot that we really wanted to be at.
Yeah.
Marlene asked how we're feeling going into it. Now we know that with the exception of Panama, everybody else is coming. Is there a team you guys are actually focusing on to say, you know what? We did what we had to do in our first round out, and we know for a fact we'll be taking these guys. Which team are you looking forward to?
2 teams.
What? Tell us.
The Nicaragua one and the Guatemala one. Those are the top 2 and defending and sub champs. And those are the teams that we want to meet.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a specific team that would want to meet you?
All.
I mean, usually when you host a tournament,
they want to knock you out.
Right, that's the team you play the hardest. But definitely Nicaragua one is in our group, team 1, and in team 2, Guatemala is in their group.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 big games in our
They want to
group.
beat you because they want to shame you in front of all your fans that should be there cheering you on, right? Yeah. Okay, but let's go back to this Guatemala game because that's very critical for us.
New president.
There tends to be that's clearly one of the games that people always look forward to. That. But since you have had the experience of seeing some of these players, whether from Nicaragua or anywhere in Central America, and so you kind of know the standard that you needed to reach. Is that a part of your training? How they play, what their strengths are, and you know where your weaknesses are to build on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Ever since coming back from Cuba, I started finger setting more because the Profe told me that I had to practice it. They're very strict with it, and so I started practicing that, and I think that's going to help us in this tournament. It's not something that I did a lot when we played against Guatemala in Cuba, and we took them to 21-18, 21-16, so we know that with the practice coming back and having the exposure and the experience that definitely that's going to push us over the hump.
Speaking of Cuba, Profe.
I speak Iggy back.
All right, so tell us how you're feeling about Belize competing in such tournament, being that we've been exposed. People know now about Belize. You're the head man. how are you feeling about your team?
¿Cómo te sientes?
Please, thank you.
Equipo de Belize, después
Sí.
los torneos en...
Torneo. Hay una cosa muy importante. Primeramente, agradecerle por tener la oportunidad de estar aquí compartiendo con ustedes.
Yeah.
Más despacio.
Yeah.
La oportunidad de darnos esta posibilidad de compartir aquí. Primeramente, quiero decirle de que estuve oyendo lo que estaban hablando ellos y es verdad que hay diferentes países participando en el centroamericano ahora, pero ellos en el poco tiempo que llevamos 20 semanas nada más, han acoplado de una manera tal, a pesar de no tener una buena preparación por el poco tiempo y la exigencia de los turnos secas, que no nos ha dejado la posibilidad de prepararnos mucho mejor. Ahora bien, ellos están preparados física, técnica y psicológicamente para enfrentar esta competencia. A nosotros no nos interesa Nicaragua, ni Guatemala, ningún país.
Cool.
Lo importante de nosotros es que estamos preparados para enfrentar y hacer lo que nosotros hemos entrenado. Eso es fundamental. El contrario no nos interesa.
Y para ti, la primera es ¿qué? ¿Physical, technical o psychological?
Todas son importantes.
Sí.
Esto es un deporte muy difícil. Entonces hay que conjugar todos esos factores para lograr el éxito. Pero bueno, en este poco tiempo hemos tratado de engranar todos esos aspectos y creo que lo vamos a hacer bien. Ya ellos han demostrado en diferentes torneos que tienen capacidad y han visto en sí que pueden llegar a planos estelares, que es muy importante.
You know, generally in volleyball, we say that it's 70 to 80% mental, and the remainder is physical, so about 20% physical. So we focus a lot on developing the mental capacity and the mental preparedness before going into matches, and developing the psyche. Also the tactical part, very important. It's way more technical than indoor volleyball, especially playing with the elements. So we focus a lot on the mental aspect as well.
Yeah. And that's always, beach volleyball, it's two people. It's elements that you can't control. It's unstable footing. It's a lot harder than people. Yeah, people think it looks sexy, but and it's probably entertaining to watch, but it's really hard. And I want to ask though, the chemistry is always one of the things that I think is critical, because you have to think and know definitively what your partner is and isn't going to do. How do you build on that part? How does Profe push you to really get to know your partner and work well with them?
Hay una cosa muy importante.
Sí.
Mi característica como entrenador y como atleta que fui, no pienso que no hay un superhombre.
Ah, sí.
No existe. Es simplemente tú entrenar y lograr el objetivo que tú quieres.
Wow.
Ya hubo claridad en un torneo que tuvo Bryton, que yo le escribí por Facebook, porque yo no fui al torneo, de que íbamos a competir con los americanos, que supuestamente es la primera potencia. Y le dije que no, que él era mucho mejor que los americanos. Y lo demostró. Estuvimos a punto de ganarle a los americanos. Y entonces es un problema psíquico. Y la persona y la atleta tiene que prepararse con esa óptica de ser siempre mejor y no creer en el contrario que tienes al lado. Crear tu forma, tu estilo de juego. Y así vamos a lograr muchas cosas. Ellos tienen muchas posibilidades y Belice es un país lleno de talento. Es una lástima que no se hayan puesto para el deporte. Porque el talento aquí está que se sobra en todas partes. Tanto masculino como femenino.
You know, Profe's words are something we hear over and over and I just want to ask, because we've never talked about the mental part of it, about what we feel of ourselves and our own talent and how we feel going into tournaments. We have the talent, we know it. We know we are talented, we have talented athletes. Where do you find that the struggle exists for athletes, for you individually? Is it that we always feel we're the underdog, like we don't have the training facility or time, or we're working and playing, or do you think that this is kind of the mental setback when we enter?
I think it varies depending on the athlete, because with the exposure, for example, I could speak for myself that I've received. I look at going into tournaments differently.
Yeah.
I prepared differently mentally.
Yeah.
And I think, for example, if Edgar could give his opinion,
Yeah.
mine would differ because I go into a tournament feeling that I am superior to any other player on the court. I never look down on myself as being less than.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
I always try to, because I've played against guys that are 6'11", 6'10", 6'8". So, and I've competed with them,
Yeah.
defeated some of them. So these are the things that I look back on and use it as
Yeah.
motivation.
Yeah.
And when did you realize that that was something you had to do going into a tournament?
I think back in 2017,
Yeah.
Okay.
when we played our match against Guatemala in Managua games, we were toe-to-toe with Guatemala in that game. And I always think that our athletes put a lot of pressure on ourselves when we're playing against Guatemala. And I mean, we could do exactly what they are doing, and we have the training, we have the investment going into our trainer coming in and
Yeah.
Dealing
helping
with
us
us, yeah.
tactically and stuff like that. So, and we have the physical, we have the upper hand physically.
Yeah, we
As
do.
Yeah, we have the talent. So if we apply those things to
Yeah.
our game, then we definitely are a superior,
Yeah.
team.
Edgar, I would like to, because we've seen Bryton on so many occasions, and I think this is your first time on here. I'm not sure. All right, so it's your first time on here. Where are you from, and at what point did you get into it, and how are you feeling right now? What's your confidence level?
I'm from Belmopan, and I'm feeling good going into the tournament with all the work that we put in. So, and like Bryton said, going into tournament, you don't see the opponent as higher than you. You see them like equally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like no one is better.
Have you always been into beach volleyball or volleyball on a whole?
Volleyball on a whole.
So what got you into beach volleyball?
Well, I just decided to went to play a tournament 2 years ago, and that was it.
Yeah. Which one you prefer?
Beach.
You
Why?
really prefer beach volleyball?
Why?
Because it's only two of you, and once your partner is playing as good,
You're good.
it's easier.
This
Then you prefer what?
I prefer indoor.
You just don't want to get bun.
I prefer indoor because that's my baby.
Yeah.
But beach volleyball is very good as well. It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
elevates your level of play with indoor as well. And one of the things I like about beach volleyball is that it's only one person that you have to build
Defend.
chemistry with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas indoor, you have to build chemistry as an entire team,
Yeah.
6-7 people.
So of the three teams that we're putting forward, what are the strengths that you know you have coming into this tournament?
Okay, so Francis Haas and I will be Team Belize 1. And what I like about the composition of our team is that we can do the same thing. We both jump serve, we both block, we both defend, so we could do everything. With
Well,
their team,
with our team, Michael is short, so he is the defender,
Good, yeah.
and I'm the blocker.
Okay.
But with our team, we can pass good, and we can defend really good, and we hustle for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
and good thing about Mike too is that he's also a high jumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his height, his being short is not a downfall.
Yeah.
Just for blocking.
But he's able
See,
to get up to
perfect.
spike.
Yeah, he can.
Son parejas con diferentes características.
Sí.
Especialistas, uno en bloqueo y otro defensa, y ellos pueden cumplir las dos funciones
Okay.
en dependencia como vaya el partido. Eso es muy importante. Otra cosa muy importante que quería señalar es que, como es lógico, siempre se pide un resultado, pero lo más importante de esto ahora es que los jugadores vayan jugando partido a partido, ir poco a poco engranándonos para buscar, después que estemos entre los cuatro, un resultado ya más importante. ¿Me entiendes? Para no tener esa presión que realmente creo que no debe ser.
¿Usted
Porque
es el profe para dos equipos?
para los tres, para
los
todos.
tres.
Sí.
¿Y qué piensan las mujeres?
Las mujeres, le voy a decir, las mujeres empezaron hace poco porque se unieron, son diferentes.
Sí.
Y en el poco tiempo que hemos tenido, les he hablado así como les he dicho a ustedes, que tienen que tener confianza en lo que hacemos. No les exigimos nada, porque es muy poco tiempo, pero tienen mucha disposición, que es lo fundamental. Y les dije que si lograban hacer lo que yo les decía, íbamos a caminar mucho, que es lo más importante ahora. Tenemos que trabajar mucho más para el femenino, porque hay potencialidades aquí. Y siempre que se haga un torneo masculino, tiene que haber uno femenino, tiene que ir a la par, porque es muy importante.
Very important.
One of the good things with the female team, Emma has a lot of experience. So it's Emma Hoare and Clara Nandisabal.
Yeah.
Emma has a lot of experience. She's actually played before in Belize, the Central American Beach Championships that was held back in 2011. And she's been traveling over Central America as well. And she was in Barranquilla, Colombia last year. So she has a wealth of experience. And Nandi she's like a fire pocket. She is go, hustle, and play.
Yeah.
And so Emma will be guiding Nandi a lot throughout this tournament as well.
Yeah. All right. So we got a lot to look forward to
Yeah.
this weekend. Tell us the details of the tournament.
So we have games starting tomorrow morning, 8:30 through 6 o'clock.
What?
2 courts, 1 male, 1 female court, and games will be played concurrently throughout that time.
Okay.
As well as Saturday. The first game for Belize tomorrow is at 9:15 a.m. That's Belize 1 against Honduras 2. And immediately after is the Team Belize 2 against Honduras 1. Right, and the games continue throughout. And on Saturday, we have, I think, the first game. They're trying to change the schedule because of media purposes and the investments that's been happening with the tournament, and we also need our fans to go.
Of course.
That's Belize versus Guatemala, 8:30 a.m. So we're trying to get that game to be pushed.
It should have a wet fit before. We want to show up.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to know that we've got these games going on. And my final question for me is definitely your feeling and your thoughts about your coach. I mean, he's here. He's got a wealth
And I
of.
know you had to twist his arm to get him here, right?
Yeah, he's got a wealth of experience and whatnot.
Oh,
what is it like
absolutely.
working along with your coach, and what have you learned from him?
It's been tremendous, the growth we've seen in our players over the past couple months. He's an exceptional coach. He coaches Olympians. When we were in Cuba, he took us to train with the guys that represents Cuba in the Olympics, and those are some of the guys that we played against actually in the Norseca stop. So he knows training at a very high level, and he knows his stuff. He's very enthusiastic about coaching and especially Team Belize, because he sees that there's so many similarities between us and the Cubans.
What are your thoughts?
My thought, he is an excellent coach.
Man tough?
Tough.
Si no lo dicen.
But he also brings the excitement to the workouts.
Yeah.
The workouts aren't boring.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like about him is that he always tells us, don't stress. Just relax.
Yeah.
And the good thing is now with beach volleyball, we actually have a coach on the side. When we went to the Norseca tours a couple months ago, it was only us. And you couldn't get coached by someone. So now we have 2 coaches who will be assisting us. We have Juan Carlos Perdomo, and we have Badir Sahia, who is a Belizean from San Pedro.
Okay. Wow.
All right, so the games start tomorrow morning.
weekend.
And we definitely want to encourage people to go out and support our teams. We have 2 male teams and 1 female team.
Right.
And they're going to be playing Friday and Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Los invitamos entonces allá, lo esperamos.
Okay. You're going to be very busy with your team.
Y esta es la primera vez, pero estoy convencido que vamos a venir muchas veces aquí, porque vamos a hacer potencia.
Well, we will be there rooting for you with our Belize flags, and we do wish you the best of luck. Make
Thank you
us
very
proud.
much.
Lo celebraremos muchas veces.
All right. So tomorrow at Old Belize, the Kukumber Beach,
Kukumber
right there at Old Belize. You can't miss. You have to pass there going. So that's your opportunity to see your team.
$10 entrance.
It's only $10
Yeah,
for the
only
entrance,
$10.
and you get to see all these internationals. You get to see your homeboys as well. I always say the last ingredient in doing anything is the love from you. So let's do this. All right. So here we go.
Alright. And to get the full schedule of the games, it is on the Facebook page.
Right, it's going to be
For
on the Belize Volleyball.
All right, great. Thank you. And we'll be sure to share it as well. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be cooking up some breadfruit. So please stay tuned.